Welcome back to Sonic High School's Sports Blast.
Thanks for coming back. Nina Davis is one of the best basketball players to ever play basketball in Memphis. Outstanding career in high school, college, now professionally. She's also succeeding in life. She talked to us. Well, joining me right now, my pleasure to welcome Miss Nina Davis to the local 24 CW30 studio. How you doing, Nina?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Now, it's my pleasure. Now, if you all don't know, I say, easily one of the most decorated, not just female basketball players in the history of Memphis and Shelby County, but basketball players in the history of Memphis and Shelby County, male and female. Hold up, state championship at Central, right?
Yes.
Okay, Gatorade Player of the Year for the, right?
Correct.
Okay, yeah, MVP of that team at Central, right?
Yes.
Okay, you went on to Baylor, 4-time All-American, right?
Close.
3-time All-American, okay, all right. More than 2,000 points, grabbed more than 1,000 rebounds in a career, right?
That is right.
Okay, how you doing? How does that feel? First of all, Nina, to be one of the most decorated, because when I said it to you, you was like, maybe 2. I got to give it to Nikki McCray, and yeah, you got to give shouts out
Most
to Nikki
definitely.
McCray. But just how does it feel?
I don't know if I can quite put into words. It's definitely a blessing. It's what you always dreamed of. It's what little kids always dream of one day becoming, and the simple fact that it was able to happen to me, it means a lot.
Now talk about the hard work that you've had to put in order to get to this position, and we'll talk exactly about what you're doing right now, but just talk about the hard work and the perseverance and the dedication you've had to put in order to get to where you are and to accomplish the things you have accomplished.
A lot. The road hasn't been easy, as we all know, and work to get to the top. It definitely is a journey. It's not just a straight line, but a lot of circles, and it took a lot of hard work. Coming out of high school, I wasn't highly recruited. I thought that I should have been top 10, and I was top 50, top 60, but all those things just gave me a drive. It just made me want to work harder. So, I had a lot of trainers. I didn't do a lot of things that the normal non-athlete high school kid would be able to do, couldn't really experience that life. I was more so in gyms or on tracks or running around my neighborhood. So it took a lot of hard work, but it paid off, so it was all worth it.
Now, there's a lot of young athletes that have the dreams that you have, and they need to have the dedication that you have. What is some advice you would give them as they're not only trying to reach their athletic goals, but just reach their goals in life, because you got a degree from Baylor as well, so student athlete, put the athlete in all capital letters.
Yes. First and foremost, just believe in yourself. A lot of times in life, a lot of people are not going to believe in your dreams. Just don't let anyone tell you that you can't do it. Just know that it's going to take a lot of sacrifices. It's going to take a lot of hard work. You're going to fall down a lot, but just to never give up. As far as the student athlete, a lot of kids now, more so to say, in this younger generation, just feel it's all basketball, because that's all they highlight. They only see the awards that you get. They only see the smiling. They don't see the tears. They don't see the late nights of having a big test tomorrow, but also a championship game at 7. They don't understand the balance and how much it really takes in order to be a true student athlete.
Talk about dealing with those tears, because I've dealt with them as well. I don't like to admit it. I was a highly rated football player, went to Memphis State, went to the NFL eventually, but my first year with college, I was hurt, so I didn't play. So just talk about those tears and upsets and disappointments, because even being this great player at Baylor, you wasn't drafted into the WNBA. How have you dealt with that disappointment and just still remaining focused and saying, I'm going to believe in myself and I'm going to trust God's process for my life?
No, honestly, it was hard. As you said, I don't like to admit it, but I don't think I've cried that much in my entire life. Just thinking back on the night and how everything happened, it's still a blur to me. I can't even name everyone that was surrounded around me at that time, because it's just like a part of my life that I really wanted to erase. But as they say, time heals all, and it was something that I know had to happen for a reason, and I know that God has a plan for me. As far as the WNBA, if it's meant to be, it'll be. But you just can't let one obstacle stop you in life. You have to keep fighting, and that's just been my main focus. I was able to go overseas and have a great first professional season.
Won a championship, right? Yeah,
I did win a championship over there.
Still bringing them titles home.
Although, you face obstacles, God has continued to bless me in other ways, and that's just kind of how I live my life.
Now, even more on that, because I have to admit, draft night, my senior year at Memphis State, I sat in my room for 2 nights. And when I didn't get drafted, because, I was hurt, I didn't want to see anybody.
Yeah.
For a week, I shut down. I didn't come out of my dorm room. I didn't answer the phone. And there was a lot of tears and there's a lot of doubting, but I had to pull myself out of that And I know I had kids at the time, so I had to be a man. But
Right.
how have you dealt with that other than your faith? Because I know you have your mom and your family as well, just that support system.
Honestly, that's really all I had. I can definitely agree with you 100%. I don't think I answered calls for about a week. I didn't leave the house. I remember the next day, my mom came in my room to check on me after the draft, and when I woke up, I was crying, and I couldn't even explain my tears. It was just something that I had never felt. I know I often tell people it sounds awful, but it felt like someone had stabbed me.
Yeah.
And like I was just bleeding from inside, and it just would not stop. But you know, I just kind of braced myself with the people that's been there for me. You know, whether you're up or down, you're gonna have your family and your friends that regardless of what's going on, they were there as my support system. So I definitely leaned on them harder than I ever had to. And eventually I was able to pull myself together and realize that it's more to life than just that one night.
Now, what I've had to learn, and I'm pretty sure you're learning this well as a young Royal, you know, God puts people through some things and some situations so you can be a testimony, even though you're a very talented player. God, I've had to learn this the hard way. Sometimes God knows I'm going to take you here, but I need to take you here so you'll know once you get here, I did this. You didn't do it, and your ego didn't do that. Are you kind of feeling the same way at how your life is progressing and evolving?
For sure. Like I say, I've been able to just be able to tell this story because I don't know how different my life would have been if I would have got drafted on that night. Who knows? You know, sometimes in life we all are on a high.
Yep.
And you know, sometimes we're needed. Sometimes we need for God to bring us down, to humble us again, to realize that it's not all about you. And so, you know, at first I really couldn't see that because at one point all I could think about was I should have got drafted and I didn't want to hear anything else. But now being able to have this story, I think it makes me more relatable because I've been an All-American. I've accomplished so many things, but now I can also relate to people that are going through things or kids that wasn't highly ranked or recruited coming out of high school. So now I kind of feel like my story is more complete.
Now, lastly, before we leave, what do you say to these young Royals, these young athletes when you go speak to them? Because I know you do that often. What do you say to them as far as if their dream life, how they envision it, doesn't actually go the way that they think it should go? What do you tell them in order for them to stay positive and stay upbeat and stay motivated to what they're trying to do?
That, you know, everything happens for a reason. You know, some of the greats, Michael Jordan got cut his freshman year. A lot of things happen, and just because you think that that's the way your life should go doesn't mean that's the plan that God has drew out for you. So I just tell them to just believe in you. If that's really what you want to do, by all means fight for your dreams. Never let anyone tell you, but one day as far as sports go, you're gonna have to hang up the shoes regardless. And so, you know, just make sure that you get your education part as well so that God forbid injuries or things like that happen, that you'll also have a fallback plan.
No doubt about it. You heard it. Nina Davis. That's how I say one of the most accomplished male or female athletes, not just basketball and football athletes in Memphis and Shelby County and really around the nation. Nina, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me again.
Good luck to you. Congratulations. And it was a pleasure.
My pleasure.
Our Delta Tech player of the week, it is Terry Wilkins from Fairleigh High School. First 3 possessions for Fairleigh Thursday night, 3 Terry Wilkins touchdowns. That's what he does.
Doubt about it. So salute to Terry, salute to Nina, 2 great young ladies. Now that's going to do it for this edition of the Sonic High School Sports Blast with Jessica, Clayton, Ronald, Allen, Lamar, Romeo, Christy, Sam, Courtney, David, Renee, Stewart, Sam. Thank you for watching. I'm just playing Carlos U2. Next week we'll be back.
Thanks for watching the Sonic High School Sports Blast. This week's show was sponsored by Sonic. By SKB Facilities and Maintenance. We take pride in our work. You'll take pride in our results. All American Sports, your team sports headquarters. By Delta Technical College, hands-on, take off. And by A Step Ahead.